The Syrian political landscape was irrevocably altered as news broke of President Bashar al-Assad's ousting. After years of brutal civil war, rebel forces seized control, forcing Assad to seek refuge in Moscow with his family. This dramatic turn of events signals a potential turning point in the protracted Syrian conflict, leaving the world watching with bated breath. The international community, long grappling with the complexities of the Syrian crisis, has been thrust into a state of cautious observation as a new chapter begins in Syria. The implications of Assad's removal are far-reaching, promising both hope and uncertainty. While his departure marks the end of a regime marked by violence and oppression, the question of what comes next looms large. Will a new democratic Syria rise from the ashes of conflict, or will the power vacuum pave the way for further instability? The answers to these questions remain elusive, but one thing is certain. The world is watching closely as Syria takes its first tentative steps into a post-Assad era. The overthrow of Assad, while a momentous event, is but the first act in what promises to be a long and arduous process of rebuilding a shattered nation. The path ahead is fraught with challenges, from establishing a stable government to addressing the humanitarian crisis that has plagued Syria for over a decade. The international community has a crucial role to play in supporting the Syrian people as they navigate this uncertain terrain. Only through sustained engagement and a commitment to peace can a brighter future for Syria be realized. The international community's response to Assad's downfall has been predictably mixed, reflecting the complex geopolitical interests at play in the region. The European Union, while expressing cautious optimism, has emphasized the importance of upholding Syria's territorial integrity and safeguarding the rights of all its citizens. Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission, has indicated her intention to engage with regional leaders to chart a coordinated response. Meanwhile, the United States, having long called for Assad's removal, has adopted a cautious approach, wary of being drawn into another protracted conflict in the Middle East. The U.S. has launched airstrikes against ISIS targets within Syria, aiming to prevent the terrorist group from exploiting the current instability. Additionally, the U.S. has maintained its military presence in the region, with 900 troops still stationed in Syria as part of the ongoing anti-ISIS coalition. Israel, sharing a border with Syria and harboring deep security concerns, has responded to the unfolding events with a mix of caution and military preparedness. Citing security concerns, Israel has deployed troops to the demilitarized zone along the Golan Heights, a move characterized as limited and temporary. In a gesture seemingly aimed at easing tensions, Israel has also lifted restrictions previously imposed on Druze communities residing within the Golan Heights. The United States, while treading cautiously, has taken concrete steps to address both the security and humanitarian repercussions of the regime change. Recognizing the threat posed by ISIS in a destabilized Syria, the U.S. has conducted airstrikes targeting 75 ISIS strongholds. These strikes aim to cripple the terrorist group's ability to capitalize on the power vacuum and prevent its resurgence. Beyond security concerns, the U.S. has also emphasized its commitment to facilitating a peaceful transition of power within Syria. Acknowledging the long and arduous road ahead for the war-torn nation, the U.S. has pledged to support efforts aimed at establishing a stable and inclusive government. This includes addressing the pressing issue of chemical weapons left behind by the Assad regime, a matter of grave concern to the international community. The presence of 900 U.S. troops in Syria, a legacy of the fight against ISIS, adds another layer of complexity to the situation. While these troops primarily focus on counter-terrorism efforts, their continued presence underscores the U.S.'s commitment to maintaining stability in the region during this delicate transition. The U.S.'s multifaceted approach, combining military action against ISIS with diplomatic efforts and humanitarian aid, highlights the complex challenges and opportunities presented by the new era in Syria. Iran, a staunch ally of the Assad regime and a key player in the Syrian conflict, has found itself in a precarious position following Assad's downfall. Openly acknowledging the blow dealt to the axis of resistance, a coalition that includes Iran, Syria, and Hezbollah, Tehran has nevertheless vowed to continue its fight against Israel. Blaming the Syrian army for failing to repel the rebel advance, Iran's response reveals a mixture of defiance and introspection as it grapples with the evolving geopolitical landscape. Russia, a long-standing backer of the Assad regime and a significant military presence in Syria, has adopted a more ambiguous stance. While the Kremlin has remained tight-lipped regarding Assad's asylum status in Moscow, it has indicated a willingness to engage with the new authorities in Syria. The future of Russia's military bases within Syria, a testament to its strategic interests in the region, remains uncertain, with Moscow stating that their fate will be determined through negotiations with the new government. The situation in Syria remains fluid, with every passing day bringing new developments and challenges. The overthrow of Assad, while a watershed moment, is merely the beginning of a long and arduous journey towards peace and stability. The international community, faced with a complex web of competing interests and responsibilities, must seize this opportunity to work collaboratively towards a brighter future for Syria. Only through sustained engagement, unwavering support for the Syrian people, and a shared commitment to peace, can a new dawn truly break over the war-torn nation.